The church is starting to change beliefs. My personal opinion is that I believe we're in the midst of a reformation where things that we once believed to be true about how God sees us and how we should treat each other, that we're seeing major shifts. And I believe a lot of that is because we're starting to live closer and closer to each other. And the internet has allowed us to touch people all over the world, and so previous beliefs that we had about God and how we should relate to people that we were isolated from, people that we were segregated from, whether by distance or by choice. There's a lot of segregation in the church by choice. We are finding, as we mix together and as we learn to live with one another and we get to know each other personally, things that we previously believed, we're no longer believe. Some of the things that the church is dealing with now is women in ministry. Can a woman be a pastor? There are major denominations that are have changed their beliefs, where in the past they believed there's no way a woman can pastor a church. Those beliefs are changing because people are finding out about biblical equality and understanding there is no distance, there is no gender in the spirit, that we're spirits and God speaks to us. Race. Here in the United States of America, there are Christian denominations that said that there's no way Black people can worship with white. In fact, they even had to decide whether or not we had spirits. That's how far. And now we're seeing even Black pastors are even pastoring predominantly white churches. Things are changing because as we get to know each other and we get close to one another, our lived experiences begin to take precedent over what we have as Bible doctrine and Bible theology. It's like, wait a minute, I'm living with this person. How can you say this person is this way according to the Bible? Homosexuality. Major denominations are deciding whether or not we want to affirm the homosexual lifestyle and to say that it's okay to be homosexual and still be in the church. There are a lot of churches. I go through certain neighborhoods here in Indianapolis, and you see the rainbow flag in front of the church and saying all are welcome. All are welcome here. We don't keep anyone out, and basically saying to the homosexual community, you are fully welcome here with your homosexuality. Also in the church, at the way we're looking at other religions. Heretofore, I have been told that there's no way a Muslim could go to heaven. There's no way a Hindu could go to heaven. There's no Buddhist. And as people begin to live with these people, and they see that they live by the same principles, they live by the same teachings that Jesus Christ taught. They're loving people the way Jesus Christ taught Christians to love. They're starting to look at that. Wait a minute. How can we say that God is not living on the inside of them when they're loving the way that God loves? They must have a relationship with God. Things are changing. Even things about some doctrines of tithing. Man, people are like, just give what you want to give. Give with a cheerful heart. Give as God leading you. We're not putting a demand on you and telling you that if you don't give 10% of your income, God is going to curse you and God is going to do some bad, awful things to you. The church is changing belief. One that I want to leave you with is that the God of violence, you go back to the Old Testament and you see an image, because all all of us, we are sharing a lot, in large part, our opinions of God, what we believe God is like. Nobody knows for certain. No, if somebody tell you I know for sure everything about God, they're lying to you. That's why we need faith to understand it. And in the Old Testament, they saw God as very violent. When they saw violent things happen, like what we would call natural disasters, volcanoes, hurricanes, tornadoes, they would say that's from an angry God. We're doing something wrong, and God is punishing us. And now we're realizing through our lived experiences, through science and everything, no, these are natural phenomenons that are happening. And God is not angry. And then we see the person of Jesus Christ, who never laid a hand on anyone. And we believe that he is the best representation of God that we've ever seen. And so we begin to change our beliefs about this violent, retributive, angry, revengeful God who just, when he get pissed off, he's even going to burn everybody else up. People are even taking another look at Revelations and say, do we really believe that God would do what we believe Revelations is saying? All these things, the church is changing because beliefs are changing. Because as we grow in God, we also have to grow in our beliefs. And we have to understand that we're changing for the better, because I believe we're on this road called love. And on this road called love, anything that's on this road that does not represent love, we're going to have to throw away. We're going to have to put to the side. And God is going to show us a better way to love each other. So we can't be afraid of beliefs changing, because if you look throughout the history of any religion, beliefs are always changing.